Hello and welcome to another lovely episode of the Medfield College Film Society. Here in beautiful Medfield College, live from campus. This is KMED broadcasting this live to your radio speaker. My name is Maud, and I am hosting this meeting live on the air. Let's start with the president and founder of this organization, Mr. Robert McSwain. Robert, how do you find yourself this evening?
I'm all right. I can't complain.
Okay. Mr. Andy Brown, Sergeant at Arms, Ombudsman. How are you doing?
The Spirit of the Lord is with me tonight. May the Lord be with you, and also with you, and you. And
Let's
you, and
not
you.
forget our Ecclesiastes while we're at it.
And you, and you, and you.
And Michael Crawford, I knew you'd be here again tonight. How are you doing?
I'm just filling the can.
Wazowski. Ladies and gentlemen, the Monsters, Inc. vignette.
It's been a long time coming.
Thank you. Clap, clap, clap,
Monsters, Inc. Roz Crawford. Everybody.
She's always after that guy, you know.
It's true.
That guy.
Was asking.
Guys, how's it going?
Man, it's
good? Yeah.
Spring is busting out all over.
It's true. Springtime cheer for everyone. It's a good time to get the family and the animals together and celebrate. You know, it's a good time to take a trip.
Yeah.
And I think we should load up the plane and get into it. Michael, what are we watching tonight?
We are heading back to Miller time for the 1980 Buena Vista production classic, The Last Flight of Noah's Ark, directed by Charles Jarrott, another British import director. I know a lot of these like Ron Miller era, like late Ron Miller era, have British guys that they brought in for some reason.
Yeah, there's some
don't
Euro stuff in the Europeans on the scores too. So it's a different kind of vibe. But let me just say that nobody could make the 1980 look like the 1970s, like Walt Disney Productions.
Oh boy,
and all of those 81 films.
That is very true. Like a 1970s telepicture. Yep. This Charles Jarrott directed Anne of a Thousand Days, starring the leading lady of our movie today. Would also later go on to direct Condor Man for Disney. This movie was written by Stephen W. Karabatsos, who is probably best known for being a story editor for the original Star Trek TV program. Also written by Sandy Glass, which is a good name, and George Arthur Bloom, who is a TV writer, wrote for a ton of cartoons, wrote the pilots for both Transformers and My Little Pony.
Whoa. Well, there you go.
So he had a prolific animated career in the 80s. It's based on a story, The Gremlin's Castle by Ernest K. Gann.
Okay, I need to read that. I want to read that one.
Yeah, I was pretty curious about that too. Stars Elliott Gould, our pal, straight from the depths of Hades himself. Elliott Gould returns. Geneviève Bujold, a Canadian actress. First known to me, she was the original actress cast as the captain of the Voyager in Star Trek Voyager, but bowed out during the filming of the pilot. It just didn't work out, so she filmed like 2 days.
So she's been good. She could have been good in that role.
So she's an actress.
Alleged. Well, she's Canadian.
Yeah.
Rules hit differently.
Very interesting.
She says things that have been written on paper, and she says them out loud in front of a camera.
And she makes a face.
So does my 2-year-old, but common actor.
Ricky Schroder's also in this, our pal from the Walt Disney World 10th anniversary special. Music, as Jeff says, Maurice Jarre, the great Maurice Jarre.
Yeah. So, just following a biblical trajectory from Exodus to Jesus of Nazareth to the last flight of Noah's Ark.
It's true. It's
Maurice Jarre, another, like Lalo. And I noticed Lalo the other day. I was watching another Ron Miller joint that The Cat from Outer Space is Lalo as well. So these are like some big composers. Maurice Jarre is like actually probably cost a lot of money. Lalo's, it's crazy.
Yeah, like even like especially during this time period. I mean, these are heavy hitter dudes they're bringing in. So kind of a big deal, strangely enough. So yeah, that's what we've got waiting for us.
This movie I had never seen.
I had never seen it either.
I had never seen it either. I remember
Andy has seen it.
Andy's seen it.
Andy
It's his favorite
mentioning
movie.
it early in the podcast. Maybe you hadn't seen it, Andy, but somebody you knew had seen it and thought it would be interesting to see.
Really? Oh,
For us to
I think I do remember that too. Is this the first movie that none of us has ever seen? It's one of them. If not, like
It's one of them, yes.
the
There's
first,
been a few,
it's the
but
second,
yeah.
third,
Yeah,
or fourth.
I mean, I remember seeing it in the video store, but for
Yes.
some reason, and I remember it being on Disney Channel, but for some reason, just never saw it.
I really now want a poster for if I ever make a man cave. I need
Okay,
this
I
in
will
my
point
man
out
cave.
the poster. This movie has a great poster, and according to Wikipedia, which, whatever, the artist, and I believe it because it looks like him, Dan Guzet, a great Disney artist and Imagineer who did a ton of concept art for Imagineering in the 80s and 90s and probably beyond, just passed away a couple of years ago. A great concept artist, but he painted a heck of a poster for
It's
this.
a really, really cool. I mean, it
Yeah,
like
it
you
really
does
is.
not fit the film. It's so cool. But, really neat.
It's like
it
a
does
really,
look like a
great
concept, like a Epcot concept drawing or something for the
Yeah,
living
it does.
scenes. Yeah.
Well, he was always big with like the sort of like rainbows and like God rays coming out of the
Yeah,
clouds and
got
stuff.
that
So it's
going
got
on.
that.
Yeah, did a lot of
Very,
that,
very
yeah.
much vibes of like a 70s disaster movie. They always had those lavish posters, like Airport or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what they were chasing overall here. One of those.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got to stick with Andy. We usually have seen these and you haven't, but we haven't all seen them. Anybody have any non-spoiler reactions? Andy?
It wasn't what I was expecting.
Yep.
It was exactly what I was expecting. And more.
I did not know what to expect, but I will go ahead and I will say I enjoyed this far more than I expected to.
I agree. Well, with that little appetizer, let's journey into the open ocean in the world of Last Flight of Noah's Ark.
I were a star, a tiny star, you'd be my starlight. Half of me is me, the other half of me is you. If I were a bird, a tiny bird, you'd be my wings, for only half of me is me, the other half of me is you.
We open with a quiet and extremely fancy Buena Vista distribution title card.
Yes,
That really got my
classy.
attention.
Super classy, very classy.
I mean, aside from the animated classics, I can't think of anything classier that we've ever seen. I mean,
no.
It was jarring.
it was jarring and completely silent. From Walt Disney Productions. And then we hear beating on a door. Great Foley. See our favorite 1980s Disney contract player, Elliott Gould, here portraying Noah Dugan in the bed asleep as his door gets banged on. I wondered a lot of this. I was like, did they just go to the set of the Rockford Files for half of this movie?
It's given that feeling, yeah.
Very Rockford.
But I'm immediately seeing Elliott Gould. I could not help. My mind just jumped right back to Devil and Max.
Well, certainly, it's like it's just like continuing on a story, I guess.
Yeah.
It feels like it's like the prequel. Actually, yeah, I guess the Devil and Max 7 would have been the sequel to this because it came out next year, I think, didn't it?
Yeah.
The door crashes open. 2 mobsters come in. Apparently, Noah owes money to a Mr. Parker, and Mr. Parker wants him to pay up now.
Dana Elcar.
Bald guy there. He was
Elcar, yeah.
Yeah, from The Sting. Yes, I recognize him.
I thought he's Maverick. He's Pete Thornton on Maverick. Or not Maverick, excuse me, MacGyver.
Mm-hmm.
Noah says that Parker owes me. That red hot parlay paid off overnight. 50,000 smackers. Fat City.
Sponsored by DraftKings.
Yeah, exactly. If only that seemed seedy now. It's just life.
Yes.
The horse Dugan bet on was disqualified, however, so they give Dugan a warning by punching him in the gut. You got to get a good gut punch.
The Foley for this is great.
Yeah.
Pull.
Give him 24 hours to pay a portion of what he owes, which is very generous, or else. So Noah Dugan hits an airfield trying to find work, but no one will hire him because they know that trouble follows him.
That
Yeah,
looked like the same airfield from the Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Could well
felt
be.
like it for sure.
Also, what is it with this era in editing? It just jumps.
Good question.
No
There's a
time
lot
to
of
waste.
questionable editing in this movie.
This whole movie
Yeah.
just jumps. It's just like you have a scene with him. It's like you're not supposed to have your shot. You shouldn't have the people lined up so that they just morph into each other. But that's what they do in this. They just edit from it. Just jumps from like one scene to the next, and Elliott Gould's here. Now he's here.
Right. No music cue. Just like burp.
Right. Can have a wipe at least something.
Can I get a little side wipe?
Lucas.
Yeah, right.
Lucas wipe.
Right. Lucas wipe.
Well, one of the pilots tells them to try to go over to Fox Studios, that is, try to get in the movies. Dugan says, planes are out, rockets are in, no ice.
No ice.
Is that a Star Wars shot?
I think it is, Michael. That was my read on it. It's also the Tony Baxter, nobody cares about Frontierland. They all want Tomorrowland now. Commentary.
Yeah.
Everybody's into their rocket ships.
I was very lost as to what the time frame was.
Yes.
At this point,
It's kind of like a Rocketeer-ish world, or a place without time, which is what leads to its timeless appeal, Michael.
That's true.
Well, he has a beat-up Cadillac from the 70s. That gives us some indication of the time frame. It's pulled up to some kind of gritty compound. This is like a Jerry Bruckheimer movie all of a sudden. If you just give me a little, Dust Bowl, filter on the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, give it a little Aerosmith music. I don't want to close my eyes.
Needs more low angles for.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Sadly,
the set is of a Bruckheimer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Elliott Gould doesn't have flowy hair that can blow in the wind.
All these are true, yes. Dugan goes into a trailer and meets with a slob named Stoney. Says he needs a job. Stoney says he has just the job for him. He is going to have him fly to Hawaii, drop off some cargo, pick up some cargo, and take a few days while you're there. But what plane does Stoney have?
I have to say, there's a pilot in there when he gets there who walks out. This mad. I think he's credited as irate pilot.
Yes,
is Pete Renaday.
Man, Pete Renaday is everywhere. Well, he won't show Noah the plane he is to have them fly, but once he does, that's an old B-29. You got to love the B-29, right, Robert?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that plane has a history.
Okay, go for it.
Would you like to hear
have
it?
the floor? You have the floor.
Today on Wings.
Yeah.
The name of that plane
Jet.
is the Fertile Myrtle.
Okay.
It was delivered to the U.S. Air Force and
Myrtle's a good name.
Army Air Force in 1945, September. It never saw action in the war. It went on to serve with the U.S. Navy as a long-range search plane and had its weapon systems removed at that point. So you'll notice that it doesn't have any guns on it. It later went on to work for the NACA, National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, later the NASA, where it was a mothership for launching supersonic test planes.
That's cool.
It then was sold to a airplane museum in Oakland, California, and was maintained in flyable condition until Disney found it, and they flew it for this movie, obviously. And shortly after, maybe a couple of months after it flew in this movie, it was deemed dangerous because the wings were about to fall off of it from rust.
Impressive.
It then got dismantled, stuck into a warehouse in California. And they decided to take the nose cone out, or the front nose section, and ship it to Florida, where it was in a museum in Miami, where it got destroyed during Hurricane Andrew in 92.
Wow.
No.
Life.
They then decided to repair it and restore it back to new, just the nose part. And it's now in a new museum in Florida. And it is it's still a functioning airframe, but it's in pieces all over the country now. And there's a movement to try to restore it, but they have not followed through with it yet.
Wow.
Get it back into flying shape. There's only two functioning B-29s left right now. And its names are Doc and Fifi. So there's hope that maybe one day soon the Fertile Myrtle will join the other two as the functioning B-29s.
I mean, the B-29 is just a glorious machine, right?
It is.
I did see that it was at a museum in Florida, and I thought, I need to go check that out, go see how Myrtle's.
Yeah, I think they moved it up. I think it might be near Orlando. It's
is it that one
Tampa or something?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. It was not far away.
Somewhere. Oh, my observation, without knowing that, was that, we see a bunch of cows and children in front of it. And my summation is it's, Herbie Goes Bananas meets the Enola Gay, like
There you go. Yeah.
These are a few of my favorite things.
It's true. It is a rickety bucket for sure.
I am excited when I see that shot of the kids and the animals and the B-29. This seems good. Well, Noah says that animals and planes don't mix. You never know what they're going to do in the air. Noah, very anti-animal in the first act of the movie.
Yes.
Noted anti-animal person, Noah Dugan. Well, Stoney gives a sob story about a missionary who said prayers over the animals and two ladies walk out. Now, you can tell me what these ladies are doing about 5 times, and I had to rewatch this scene several times, but I found this part of the plot line quite convoluted.
Yes.
They are going on a mission trip to farm islands in the Pacific with animals, livestock, and they're just taking the livestock, aren't they? That's it.
Yeah. And their latent farming knowledge, I guess.
Yes, and know-how. Yeah, the gift of brain power. That is the only inexhaustible resource.
So like one cow, some chickens, a duck, and
bunch of pigs.
Oh man. The handling the pigs makes me very nervous. But yeah, I was very confused as to what the real benefit they would be bringing to these people on this island.
Well, it's Bernadette LaFleur is the missionary to be going. Miss Charlotte Braithwaite, who's I guess her sponsor, she is not going. That is clearly said, which I thought was one of those funny movie script writing things. She is not going. Okay.
So don't get used to her. She's irrelevant.
Bernadette, young lady, makes a lot of vibrant facial expressions, as Andy has pointed out. Very expressive young lady from Canada. It's her first mission. We'd call this a long-term mission, I suppose, in the business. Noah says he's not flying that plane or the Bronx Zoo anywhere. You better get your money back quickly. But our friend Stoney has already spent the money. There's no more money. So Bernadette starts going into this legalese, like, I would have to pursue this to the furthest extent of the law. But it's like, wow, this is fascinating, guys.
Starfleet training.
That's right.
She's so stiff. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was my biggest problem. It's just she was just so stiff. She was
very stiff. It was like verite.
Yes.
It was so real. And
but
really,
I mean,
yeah.
your leads, there should be some sort of thing about, some sort of charm about them. That
Chemistry would be another thing. you would
Chemistry.
need.
Oh man, I got some chemistry notes here.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't recall ever seeing this lady in anything else, but that's my biggest criticism is her, how stiff she was.
I kept thinking, if this movie was made like 20 years before when it was made, it would have been Cary Grant as Dugan and like Katharine Hepburn as the missionary lady.
Yep.
And she would be all like snippy and like uptight at the start, but she would like mellow out or whatever, and kind of melt with his charms or whatever. And
well, he would do something like a heart of gold thing that would soften her to him. And
exactly. But no, we just get sort of,
or even like a Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, like those,
yes.
Same kind of
vibe,
thing. But no. You really see Disney chasing things in this time frame. Like they're trying to do things that they've seen, and it's like it's just a weird imitation of them.
Yeah, it's like they know what they should be doing, but can't quite pull it off.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yes, yeah.
Well, okay, they're negotiating. Stoney and Noah, they end up at 3,000. I mean, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, really. We know you're going to do it, so just do it.
Noah goes to inspect the plane, and a kid from the Bad News Bears is there. Oh, it's young Ricky Schroder, free from his father, Dean Jones. The plane is in bad condition, and we have more scamps and animals. Michael, some scamps.
Some scamp. I thought there was going to be way more scamp presence in this movie at this point.
They previewed some serious scampage.
Well, Ricky's scamping pretty hard, though.
Ricky is carrying the scamp load heavy.
His hair is like the atlas of scamp world, holding up the entire globe.
I would say
he's
Ricky,
a Moochie.
I would say Ricky. Exactly. I would say Ricky Schroder is the Moochie of this era of Disney.
I thought about Moochie a lot as we get to where we're going. Because
in your movie that was made 20 years earlier, Moochie would have definitely been in this.
Moochie would have been would have been the Ricky Schroder part. But all these other scamps are apparently there just to like be porters or something.
Well, they're seeing the animals off. They're saying goodbye.
I was like, what kind of establishment are they from? I don't know.
A farm.
I mean, it's the era of orphans.
Yeah. Hard to say. Yeah. A duck disappears into the tunnel. Noah grabs him. I'm just including this detail because he says the line, "I got you, you spatulated pigeon," which I just thought I would include because that also felt like it was trying a little too hard for me.
Way too rough with the duck, too.
Yes. He's rough with the ducks in the movies.
Rough with all the animals.
He grabs a pig later and it's like,
gives
it the business.
Like I said, the pig stuff makes me real nervous.
Mobsters are following Noah. They're worried he's trying to give them the slip, and maybe he is. Noah quits again after looking at the plane, sees the mobsters coming up, and he says, "We got to leave now. Just get rid of him." Stoney hikes up his pants and sets off. Noah quickly loads the animals, while Stoney plays dumb with the mobsters, and I am getting bored. All of a sudden, it wasn't that long ago that I was invested and interested, and I'm already bored. Anyway, they're saying goodbye. Kids are still saying goodbye. Miss LaFleur, why does she have to go? She says she's a farm girl. Noah starts up the plane. All the engines aren't quite firing up right.
Had some good sound effects.
Yes,
for these engines.
yes. But it's
Kept
kind of
waiting for
going.
Ricky Schroder to break out into a plaintive existential song.
Yeah, could have been. Well, it's to that point. He says he's going. He doesn't trust Noah not liking the animals, and sure enough, him and Julie, his little friend, go and climb on the plane while Noah and Bernadette are watching the engines start. They climb through a little hole in the bomb bay doors, and they're off.
That made me nervous.
The bomb bay doors are closing. Yeah,
But not that. Seeing kids run towards a plane with the props spinning.
yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
no.
The rest of the missionaries wave. They realize that the two kids are on the plane. I guess it's a Home Alone cargo van situation. It's too late, and the plane takes off.
Gosh,
If this movie had John Candy, it'd be amazing.
big Con Air vibes with this takeoff, though.
Uh-huh.
Because the guys pull their car onto the... I was impressed with this stuntage of an actual plane taking off and like missing this car.
Yes,
that
they take off right over the
runway.
car.
Take off right over the car, but it was big Con Air vibes, man.
Big Con Air vibes. And of all the planes to do a stunt with, it's like, man, taking your chances a little bit. They are indeed off. And with that, 18 minutes into the movie, gentlemen, what has to be a record, we get our title card. I was like, wow.
That is a heck of a cold open, man.
Yeah, that's the longest cold open.
I feel like I'm in GoldenEye again, or whatever. It's like impressive length for a Disney film on that.
Well, going back to the takeoff there, the B-29s were notoriously dangerous on takeoffs.
Yeah.
So much that when they took off for the Enola Gay took off, they didn't want to arm the bomb on the pad because they were afraid that the thing was going to crash on takeoff and blow up everybody. So they they waited until they got up into the air and were safe. Then they armed the bomb.
Makes sense.
But those planes. Not all the time, but they had some faulty takeoffs. So,
and this one was like rickety at this point.
It was rickety in real life. It was so.
Yeah, and then they got a camera in there. I mean, because some of those shots already, it's tight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how.
Well, I read that they had, I think they had 3.
I think
they had
4.
the one working one, and then they had 3 that they had found in a junkyard they were using as well.
Bernadette already anointed Noah smoking a cigar, so we got that little thing. And then we go into a little more credits here. Quite the song, Half of Me by Alexandra Jones. If I were a star, a tiny star, you'd be my starlight.
No.
I will say that this song written by Maurice Jarrett and Hal David. I was like, good Lord.
Which is
it's not indicative of the quality of the song, I thought, but
I laugh because it's one of your meandering 70s songs.
It's another one of those. Yep.
I have a question. All right, so we're taking off, but where are we? Where were they when they were taking off?
Somewhere USA.
Yes, any town USA.
Yeah. Richard Scarry's busy town. I would assume Los Angeles.
That's what I'm guessing. Somewhere in Southern California. Yeah.
Okay. But when they're flying over like
they fly over San Francisco.
Gate.
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's why I was like, what's going on here?
Just got to catch that.
Well, I mean,
trade winds.
The plane was in Oakland. That's where it was. That's where they
literally
had it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, there you go. But a lot of shots of the plane flying. It's cool. I liked it. I like the shots of the plane flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we really fall into the pit of boring. It's just like them sitting on the plane, just sitting,
arguing
in such a low key fashion of like, I wish you wouldn't do that. Well, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And wouldn't they be like freezing?
Because that's a good question.
Yes, I thought about that too. Because these things aren't pressurized, are they?
They are
or
pressurized.
Was the B-29 pressurized?
It was the first pressurized.
Okay. Be darned.
Or one of the first pressurized planes, yes.
Wow. They got it right.
Man, I tell you, it's boring. They don't have any chemistry. How do you get two people on a B-29 and not have any chemistry going on?
I mean, come on.
Noah is still smoking the cigar. She still fusses at him. He puts it on the floor, ashes it out, but it takes out the automatic pilot. Is that how it works, Robert?
Yeah, I guess so. I
guess
don't know.
that's so. I mean, why would we?
I did go
do it?
look because I was like, well, did they have automatic pilot? And again, it was one of the only planes, actually maybe the only plane in World War II that was equipped with automatic pilot. It was
How
a
did they
luxury
do automatic
plane.
pilot in that time.
So
Far out. Well, Bernadette says if Noah gets tired, she can take over because she's put in a few hours on the mission's Cessna, which cracked me up. Bernadette takes over, of course. Derp, women drivers, gets into trouble quickly. Like, how could it possibly, pull up. It's like, what? A duck jumps into the cockpit. Kids come in and reveal themselves. What are you doing here? And although all of this, she nosedives as soon as she got it, Noah's like, oh, you got this. I'm going to go tend to the scared cow, Brutus. Can't have Bernadette go check on Brutus. Let's have Noah, the guy who hates animals and knows how to fly a plane.
The only guy who could fly the plane.
Right.
He could have kept smoking that cigar and it'd have been fine.
Brutus the cow rams Dukin with one of his horns, knocks him out.
Making me nervous.
Bernadette is blissed out in the cockpit, blasting her classical and doing her thing, which I'm like, go on, girl. Do your thing.
Well, that was like when he gets back there, was that when they had that weird angle on the cow?
Probably, yeah.
They had that low angle with the cow like staring into the camera.
It was unsettling. That cow had too much personality.
Yeah, Brutus.
I didn't like it.
It was unsettling.
And
For sure.
devil eyes.
Yep. Kids come up and tell Bernadette that Noah's been knocked out. She
There's
says,
been an accident. Noah's dead.
loosen his collar and don't worry. God is my co-pilot, which
Oh, Jesus,
great.
take the wheel at that point. Right?
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes. Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, man.
Noah's back up. We get some night flying scenes. Bernadette brings Noah some coffee as a peace offering. Classic peace offering, a little warm beverage. Everyone's made their peace. It was a very cold war, I would say. Not many fireworks because there's no chemistry. They watch the sunrise together, which it was supposed to come off the tail, but it's not on the wing. Their instruments say they're on course, but how could that be? Well, guys, I know what happened. When she was blasting the classical music, the cassette battery threw off the compass.
Oh.
That's how it happened.
Oh, science.
Yep. That's how it works.
Wow.
Neil
What are they
deGrasse Tyson is watching this and he's like, yes.
What are they going to do? There's not enough fuel. A classic fuel scarcity plotline, Robert. One of your favorites.
Pew, pew.
I mean, I was questioning like how they were going to, how the range of that plane, where they were going, but yeah.
They got to just stay out of the range of those cannons and they'll be okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Noah's radioing out maydays, but no one's reading. You're in the middle of the ocean. Everybody's praying in the back except for Noah. Aren't any life jackets. They're running out of gas. One of the kids says, why don't you just land? As they float over the ocean.
Shut up.
Says,
kid.
where? And the kid says, that's that island. Land ho, boys. Another engine's out, but maybe they'll make it. And they have shots of the thing running on two engines. Just
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
floating over the ocean. Pretty cool shot there, I thought.
Gutsy.
Bernadette lights him up with a cigar and hopes he can land the plane. It's a pretty bare atoll they're about to land on as they lose their power. Noah tries to, quote, pancake her into the beach from the water. And then we get some real special effects here, some Land Cruiser Star Wars-y special effects here.
Yes,
With a little
boy.
Totally.
hovery shadow going on.
Yep.
Just like, a crash landing where it just goes straight, completely flat.
It was the landing sequence animation from the Top Gun Nintendo game.
Yes, it was.
That's a great call. Yes.
They make it. I mean, props to Noah here, but knocks an engine off. But they're on the shore.
See, this is like the first time they do the gag, which they do like multiple. Well, it's like a gag they're trying to do. The first time it's really intentional, where he's like, "You beautiful, you did it," and he's talking to the plane, and she thinks he's talking to her,
right?
But that happens like a bunch more times in the movie, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a gag that's going to pay off at the end, where eventually he's like complimenting her, and it's like, haha." Spoiler alert.
Nope.
No, there's no callback.
Well, then he said, "Thanks, God," or she says, "Thanks." To God, and he says, "You're welcome." A lot of
so grizzled.
Yes.
What was the company computer guy on SNL that Jimmy Fallon was?
Nick Burns.
Nick Burns. It's a very Nick Burns kind of thing, but you're welcome.
Well, as they land, we see the old classic binocular view. Someone with a head wrap and a stick says in some foreign tongue,
The others.
"I can't believe it." So they are being watched.
And I said in my notes in all caps, "Oh no!"
Yeah, that's where I was like, we're starting to take a turn here, much like they took to pancake her into the beach. We are starting to take a turn. Anyway. Noah says he's going to take a swim, which I'm like, let him take a swim.
Yeah.
Let him take one swim.
Nope.
Also, where have all the trees come from? I wonder. They're all over the place now. It wasn't the way in the overhead view. Anyway, Bernadette says, God help those who help himself. Give him a big lecture. Trying to plan. It's like, dude, let him swim for 5 minutes.
She's so type A here. I'm like,
chill.
She's a missionary. She should not be using that phrase because that does not come from the Bible. And so she should know better.
Thank you, Andy.
That line is, that's like, isn't it like something
Puritan.
Ben, like Ben Franklin or someone said that. That is
fake.
Not scripture at all.
Well, she says we have to build a corral for the animals, clean the plane for sleeping quarters. She's on planning mode. As some wacky music comes out, it feels like a Shades of Apple Dumpling Gang. I'm feeling a montage is about to come on right as we end Act 1.
Well, the wacky music is playing, and Dugan and Bernie go to work. They're cutting thatch for the corral. This is a official fixing it up montage here.
Yeah.
This music's got like Country Bear Jamboree Fort Wilderness.
I don't think
vibes.
it's not really congruent with what's a tropical.
No, it's
No, they really needed. Yeah, they needed some sort of exotica, but this is sort of
It's a, shades of Swiss Family Robinson kind of happening here.
Yes. Oh, big Swiss Family Robinson vibes. Definitely. The kids unload the animals from the plane. All that's missing is Moochie, because this is when I first was like, we need Moochie here because this is Moochie territory. There's pig chasing, of course, and some really unnecessary pig tossing by Dugan. He is just chucking those pigs. But eventually everything gets squared away. But with a glissando of, quote, Oriental, unquote, music, we're back to our mysterious Asian friends who are watching through binoculars and speaking excitedly as Dugan and Bernie set off in search of water. Yeah, makes sense. The kids, for their part, lose control of Brutus, and he takes off into the woods, too. And so they follow, and we get some more wacky antic music as they catch up with him. And they kind of grab hhis leash, but he's leading them further into the jungle. And the kids are arguing, oh, we got to go right. No, we got to go left. But they're just following Brutus. Dugan and Bernie on their expedition are talking about Bernie's backstory, exposition derp.
Getting to know you.
Dead parents left her to raise her siblings, and she still wanted to take care of people when they grew up. And she tried nursing, but didn't really like it, which I thought was funny. We learned she probably got her heart broken, so she didn't want to start her own family, and just finally got into missionary work because she wanted to help others. And of course, it leads to more squabbling with Dugan. I will say, there's so much arguing in this movie between Bernie and Dugan, between Dugan and the kids. Everybody's arguing. But it is always the most like low-key, short time argument. And then Dugan will be like, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's very like Frank Costanza on a beach arguing. Just
yes.
I mean, can I say, none of these people are likable.
No,
they're not.
No.
None of these characters.
The little girl is pretty much the only one.
Yes, Julie.
Yeah.
Julie. They are not likable, and they fight a lot, but they always back down like almost immediately, which is hilarious to me. It's like I call it out with the kid Bobby later when he's arguing with him. It's like in psychology they call it I'm blanking on the name, and I was thinking of it before, but it's sort of like inconsistent attachment, where it's like when you send a kid mixed messages, it's like really screws them up. They're like, I'm mad at you, but I love you. That sort of thing.
Right,
it was like really screws up a kid. And it's kind of like that. It's really weird. But anyway, the kids are still wrangling with Brutus as they come across a clearing with a Japanese Imperial military outpost being manned by the two Asian guys from before. A very MASH-esque scene here.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving MASH vibes to me. The kids are like, well, we better find the adults. And they do. They bring them back to take a look. Bernie's like, oh, these guys must think the war is still going on. And we must tell them we are at peace and the war is over if you want it. And so she and Dugan argue over whether to approach them. Dugan's like, are you crazy? They'll kill us. They've got guns and things. He's against it. So they go back to the plane to discuss / argue. So they're hiding. They're kind of barricaded in the plane. Bernie's against hiding in the plane. She thinks if you talk reasonably, you will be friends with them. And that is what the Lord wants you to do. But Dugan's like, no, they've got weapons. They've got guns. They'll machine gun us to death. And the kids are like, oh, we can help with whatever. But he's like, no, shut up. So Bernie thinks, we can peacefully explain the war is over. And ignoring Dugan's advice, she just kind of takes off to tell them. But oh boy, the soldiers have arrived outside the plane and they are shouting orders in broken English for the gang to come out and surrender. These guys are armed to the teeth, but their weapons are totally busted. One rifle blows up in the guy's hands, very much like Imperial Stormtrooper, blaster rifle blowing up in your hands.
It's just bizarre. I mean, it's just terrible.
I did not expect this subplot at all.
With the Japanese on the island subplot?
No, I did not expect
the Keystone Cops aspect of it, too, is just
that too, yeah.
Yeah.
The Japanese, there was maybe a dozen or more instances of that happening.
No, it was like a real thing that was in like the zeitgeist at the time, I guess. I just didn't expect it to appear here. I guess it's better than cannibals or something, but it is, I will say it winds up not being as bad as I was worried it was going to be.
Not as bad as it starts out
yes.
Yeah, it takes a pleasant turn.
I was concerned that there was going to be, we need to have a warning at the beginning of this.
See,
stories matter, guys.
I was afraid it was going to be pirates. And because that would be the typical thing.
Yes. True. So yes, don't worry, dear listener. It gets better. Trademark. Anyway, we get a whole gag with the duck inspecting a dud grenade. Like, they throw a grenade and it just sits there and the duck goes out. It's Julie's duck. Her pal duck goes out to check it out.
Petey the duck.
Petey. And Dugan's like, no, and like throws himself on the grenade to save the duck, but it's a dud. And then he charges the Japanese guys, and the guy like goes to fire at him, but his rifle self-destructs. And then Dugan shoots a flare at them he's got a flare gun, so shoots a flare at them, and they run off, and they're like, no.
Yeah, some really good Japanese gibberish as they run off. They're just sort of yelling incoherent.
Yes, absolutely. It's like Keystone Cops, commandos. All of this really impresses Julie, the little girl. But Bernie's sad. She pities the men for being humiliated. She's like, oh, you humiliated them. I feel sad. We should still try and befriend them. And so there's more fighting. Dugan's like, there will be no peace in this time.
Oh, God.
Get a lot of, then he keeps like referring to her as lady. Like, listen, lady.
Yes. Lady. Yes, he does. Sends the kids back to the plane. So he's like, I'm going to stand watch all night. Go to bed. So later, Bernie's putting the kids to bed, and Julie's talking about, Dugan was brave. And Bobby's like, well, I don't like him. And you'll learn that. Bernie goes off to find Doug, and he's sort of sulking with a stogie in his hand. He's sitting on the Cracker Barrel just sulking. He's assuming their goose is cooked. Like, he's giving in. He's fatalistic. He's like, we're dead. We're as good as dead. And as always, there's an apology. Bernie's like, I am sorry I was so insensitive to your feelings earlier. And he's like, yes, I am sorry I was insensitive to you too. And she's like, we both seem to have a difficulty with relationships. I would like to try and get along better. He's like, yes, I agree.
Boring. This is
so
boring.
Yes, thank you. This is so boring.
Yeah.
It really is. He's like, yes, we will be friends. And they shake on it. And she takes over guard duty. So, all the conflict is over, right? Next day, Bernie's missing.
Of course.
Dugan's in a panic, goes off to look for her. Turns out she's taken her Bible and gone to the enemy camp to try and parlay. The place is abandoned at first. This is a cool little camp. They've got lots of
sweet
supplies.
setup.
They are well supplied.
Totally.
Yeah, Chuck box is full. She wanders around. She finds a cabin. She shouts, she's like, I come in peace, but there's no reply. So she knocks on the door and goes in. There's nobody home. She's like, be not afraid.
Yeah.
I am a friend.
It's this white savior like thing that
Big
she's
time.
doing. And it's just like, ugh. And it's just dumb. It's just like, it's not, this is like something that would only happen in a movie kind of a thing.
Yes. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, especially it's funny just with her Bible out in front. Like, it really is. I mean, the white savior vibes are big. And even later in the movie, she kind of calls herself out for like violating the prime directive, basically. So anyway, she's looking. They've got all the aircraft spotter diagrams on the wall, which was kind of cool. And she's looking out the window. They got a good view. Soldiers come back and freak out when they see her. These guys are a comedy duo, but she gets them to be quiet and says, I come in peace. She's like, the war's over, baby. They are skeptical. Meanwhile, Dugan's out creeping through the jungle, but she instantly charms the soldiers, and they've made her this like big lunch. They are not hurting for goodies here. The commander is like, the guy who can speak English is like, yeah, you're lucky I'm cooking today, not this guy. He's a disaster. And so they're just super friendly, and everybody's laughing and joking and cornholing, and it's a great time.
Have they done the names yet?
No, not yet.
Okay,
That's coming
all right.
up. So Justin Dugan rolls up and hears the talking, and because they're trying to get her to eat more. Oh no, manja, and she's like, no, I can't take any more. So he thinks they're torturing her, and he does like the charges into the house, does those like tuck and roll through the door, and Bernie's like, no, stop. She chastises him for giving things up and introduces him to Commander Hero and Lieutenant known as Cleveland.
Wow.
Because his mother visited the U.S. in 1924, and Cleveland was her favorite place, so she named him that and taught him first-class English.
Shout out.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Well, the Cleve.
Likely.
The Cleve is a powerful
Cleveland's
influence.
Be his favorite place.
Cleveland.
On first visit.
Cleveland, the actor, John Fujioka, as soon as I saw him, it brought back, he was the sensei in American Ninja. I don't know if you guys ever watched the American Ninja series.
No.
Those 80s terrible martial arts films, but he was like one of the main senseis for Michael Dudikoff. So I just...
They both were in Midway. That's I recognized them from that.
Okay, so they made their trade on that. Interesting.
Both were American-born Japanese Americans. I think he served in the army, I believe. I was reading their bios, and it was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I mean, they're the right age as they are meant to have been soldiers. They say they've been there for 35 years, no contact with the world. But Bernie's like, now we're going to be friends. And then she has everybody hold hands like they're breaking a huddle, which I thought was weird.
And it was a really long shot, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like one
hand sandwich of peace here.
Yeah, exactly. Break. Back on the beach, Bernie is filling Duggan in on the soldiers' backstory. She admires their courage and perseverance. But he's still mad, of course, because she left against his orders.
Yeah,
what's up? He was worried about her. She's like, you need to learn that violence isn't the only solution to problems. Which, I mean, okay. The Japanese guys, as with every other conundrum in this movie, solved instantly with minimal drama.
Yep.
It's just like people can talk themselves into a solution immediately.
Parlay. It's a diplomat's movie.
It truly is. It truly is. Like no drama at all, instant solution. Like they're, those guys that were because I've read about like those kind of guys, because like Robert says, there were those guys. They would not believe that the war was over, like when people would tell them, because it was against their like complete cosmology that Japan would surrender.
Right.
Like,
famous one, he dug in and wouldn't come out, and they even went and got the commanding officer.
Yes.
Brought him back, and he was like, no, they must have kidnapped him and tortured him to do this. And they're like,
yeah, they've obviously
standing right here
to tell me that the war's over. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be more interesting, because you've got like Cleveland, who's like the Americanized one who speaks English. Maybe the commander's a little more doubtful, or maybe even the commander tries to like sabotage them or something. I don't know. Ways to make it more interesting.
Yeah, but it became instant, like Gilligan's Island,
Yes.
Yes.
It's back on the beach. They're arguing, and Dugan goes off to sulk some more, but immediately comes back to the plane to apologize, as is the pattern. The kids are in bed, and they climb out of their bunks to eavesdrop. Bobby's in his tighty whities, which is weird. He's got kind of like bloomer tighty whities on, prancing around the plane. Dugan's like, I don't want. He's got Bernie outside the plane. He's like, I don't want to fight anymore. I was trying to save you earlier. And he's like, I've been trying to find out. I've been walking for hours trying to find out what I've been feeling. And what I found out was that I care about you. So then he gives her a little smooch and says goodnight.
Oh.
Yeah. Please stop.
I care about you.
The love story that nobody asked for.
I have decided I like you. I care about
You are
you.
attractive.
After several hours of deliberation, I have decided that I like you.
It would have been
Here's
so
a
much
little
more interesting
smoochie.
if she'd have been like, no, I can't stand you or something. you
Right.
know?
Yeah, like I thought she was
Something.
going to dodge his smooch, but she didn't.
Or punch him.
Yeah, true.
After saying that violence doesn't solve anything, then punch him.
She is Canadian. They're very, very polite.
That's
They're
true.
nothing if not polite.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Spike. Bobby is baffled as to how Bernie can like Dugan because they're watching from the thing of the plane. And it is funny that Dugan like knows they're like spying. He's like, "Night, kids." Julie's like, "Well, he is cute," and he reminds her of her duck, so that's a bonus. The next day, they're trying to get some extra fuel tanks off the plane because they're made of rubber. They're going to build a raft, and Bobby's being a jerk and doesn't have any faith in Dugan's ability to be a sea captain. He's like, "Well, you crashed us on the island. I don't know how good you're going to do in a boat." Nah. So they get in a fight, and the soldiers show up, and Dugan explains what we're trying to do. We're going to build a raft, and they're like, "No, the raft idea is no good. You'll die quickly in the ocean," which is true. And Dugan's like, "Do you have a better idea?" And they do. Make a boat out of the plane. And they jump right into this. They know exactly what to do. Cleveland explains how they can do it. You flip it over and the tail is a rudder and do this and do that. It's great. Dugan is naysaying big time. He's like, "No, that's stupid." He's like, what's the big deal? We just stay around here for a while. And they're like, "Yeah, you like be stuck here for 35 years, maybe?" So he's like, "Okay, we'll try it." So we get another montage, a plane boat montage. They go to work converting the plane with some more Swiss Family Robinson vibes. I will say that, I kept trying to think throughout this movie, like, what would I have thought of this movie as a kid? Would I have just been bored? I don't know. I would have been into this. Like, I would have been for real into, like, changing the plane into a boat.
Yeah.
It's
I believe.
Go ahead.
I believe they shot this in Hawaii.
Yes.
Well, yeah. There's part of it shot in Hawaii for sure.
And had a actual airframe
Mm-hmm.
B-29 they ditched on a beach in Hawaii to do this.
It was like for real. What were you going to say, Andy?
It's very of the time because, kind of going back to, speaking of MacGyver, this is a MacGyver montage where he's doing his thing. This is the A-team making doing their thing, So, yeah, it fits perfectly.
Yeah, they cut off the wings and the engines and the tail, and they've got all, like Robert said, they've got all the real plane pieces out there, and they've got the animals, and they're doing beasts of burden and everything.
And a lot of rope.
So much rope they brought.
I'm assuming that the Japanese had the rope. That's what I had.
Oh,
That's what I was
must
thinking.
have.
Safe assumption.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've spent 35 years making rope.
Yeah.
Just because. Anyway, the Japanese guys really do know what they're doing. They are on the ball. Everybody's chipping in and chuckle goofing, and they get the fuselage of the plane rolled over to form the body of the boat. They add a deck and a mast and some rigging. Things are going smoothly, patching it up. Bernie's fixing a sail. She's like, "I need a large piece of fabric for the center." Soldiers are like, "Got the thing for you, baby." Got this big old rising sun flag.
Dope.
Like, "I will put it at the top in a place of honor." They are pleased, and so are we, as we come to the end of Act 2.
Well, now Dugan, he's going to continue working on this makeshift boat plane thingy, and he comes up to the plane and he finds the kids just loading animals into crates and storing them on the craft kind of casually. And he's like, "Hey, what are you stupid kids doing?" and they're like, "Oh, we're going to load some animals on the plane." And he's like, "Nope." But little Ricky Schroder, he boo-hoos.
He is one judgy little dude.
Yes,
Dude,
over and over
seriously.
again. Him and Gould getting into it. Gould being all grizzled and yeah.
He calls out Dugan saying how mean he is and he doesn't care. And he's like, man, and he runs off. But then it's not till poor little sweet Julie starts crying that Dugan immediately caves in and says, okay, you can bring the animals. Because he's not a monster, guys.
Yeah, no, he's not.
So now that he's made one little lady happy, it's time to make the other little lady happy. Dugan finds Bernie painting the name Noah's Ark on the side of the craft.
Nice.
He tells her that he hates the name Noah, but once again, he immediately caves, saying it could be worse. And I was thinking, like, what? What else could it have been? But again,
this film brought to you by the Conflict Aversion Council.
he just flip flops left and right.
The mediation board.
So some more time passes. I'm going to come back to that phrase later.
Time passes.
The music kicks up. We got our 70s crappy romantics music going here, and it's those silent shots of Dugan and Bernie walking along the beach. Got their arms around each other, having deep conversations and laughing and kissing and hugging. And Commander Hero notices all this in a very weird shot, and he's like looking at him, and I think he's like wishing that either, like, I don't know, "Aw, young love," or "I wish that was me," or I don't know. It was just a strange shot. But now it's launch day, and the Japanese guys are nowhere to be found. Dugan and Bernie are shouting for them because the tide's coming in. And Dugan's like, we can't miss this. We got to go. And so he's like, we'll just cast off and hope they can swim out to us. I mean, that's no way to do these guys, but I mean.
Oh, they've like made this all possible. Just wait a day.
Yeah, why wouldn't you check with them before you?
Right.
For real.
Well, just as they roll back into the water, here come the Japanese dudes running towards them. And they're screaming, wait. And they swim out to him. And they get on board and they have these big dumb smiles on their faces. And it's because they were late, because they were laying explosives to blow up all their stuff, because they had to follow those orders. Dugan's like, what are you doing? Because he's worried about all these scenarios, these what if scenarios. Like, what if you have to come back to the island for some reason? Which I guess he kind of has a point, but at the same time,
Yeah.
But anyways, before they can really resolve anything, the explosions go off. And there's just explosions all over, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, that seemed like a pretty
that was cool.
Points. Yeah.
I laughed because they come and they're like, no, they're like, where were you? And they're like, we had to take care of, I don't remember how they phrase it, but it made it sound like they've been just like pooping in the woods or something. Like, had to take care of some business. Yeah.
Well, there's no turning back now, guys. We've blown up everything and we're headed off. So everyone gets into their positions and they release the sail. And everything's going great because next stop, Hawaii, God willing. Well, later, Bernie's been reading the Bible. And she says that she's got an idea about how to send a message. And she steals the whole, releasing a dove bit from Noah's Ark,
Gotcha.
Genesis.
Yeah.
And, but they don't have a dove. So Dugan gets the idea to get Petey the mallard duck, Julie's duck. He's like, we're gonna use Petey here. And they just throw Petey up in the air and Petey goes the wrong direction. And then it's just a strange shot of Julie looking, but wanting to say something, but not saying anything.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so
Are
strange.
ducks made for like long haul ocean flying?
I don't
know
so.
about ducks, but
Yeah.
is that duck rated for this?
Don't know. More time passes. Everybody's doing their job. Kids are tending to the livestock. Japanese guys are fishing. And Dugan is supervising all this. Bernie's being Bernie, but then little Ricky Schroder tries to give some milk to Brutus, which was strange. So they've been getting milk from another cow, and then they take this milk and they try to give it to Brutus. And Dugan comes in. He's like, "What are you doing? Animals get animal food. Humans eat human food." And little Ricky Schroder, he just doesn't get it, fellas. He's like,
he's on the. Meh.
He's mooching.
Just salty.
He's into that whole milk thing, you know, raw milk,
raw milk,
But yeah, he is like super irritating and just salty about everything.
Truly,
yep.
Well, back up on deck, they're distributing the milk to everyone to drink, and there's some back and forth, and we find out that Dugan was also an orphan, just like little Ricky Schroder.
A weird throwaway.
Yeah, just random.
After he immediately gives in and apologizes for their fight.
Well, that evening, after doing their chores, the news breaks that the chickens aren't laying eggs. And they're down to emergency rations. So it's time to do some even more fishing. And the Japanese guys, they're happy about all this, and because they've been fishing some, and now they're going to really put some effort into it, but they've not been having any luck. And so Dugan suggests that they have to start eating the chickens since they can't lay any eggs. And again, little Ricky Schroder, he doesn't like this idea. And he gets the nerve to blame the Japanese guys for not catching any fish. And I'm like, the nerve of this kid.
That was really jerky.
Yeah.
And I love Dugan's indignity at it. He's like, Japanese people invented fishing. What are you talking about?
He gets up on this I don't know, his high horse, but he kind of redeems himself a little bit because he mentions that when he used to fish, he would they'd sometimes use lanterns to attract the fish. Dugan says, "Hey, that's a great idea." And somehow they got this generator on board.
Well, now that you mention it, Andy, the B-29 had a generator in the rear of it.
Get out of here!
And if you want to hear a tragic story, they found a B-29 in the Arctic. They had to crash land one during the war, and they left it. And someone said, "Well, it's got to still be up there," so they went and found it. Thawed it out, cranked it up. It still ran. And as they were taxiing down, they made a documentary about this too. The generator in the back still had gas in it. It spilt, caught fire, and burned the whole thing to the ground.
Oh, wow.
That's why I know this about the generator. I was like, oh, they have a generator. That's true. They have one. So
not to take away from that terrible story, but hell of a machine. I mean, golly, they thought of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Well, all the lights are on now, guys. The kids can see the fish from the cockpit, because it's underwater and through the glass.
Cool.
And to give them a better chance of catching something, Bernie takes little Ricky up on deck to put more lines in the water. And this leaves Julie all by herself down below. And what?
Andy, did you notice the fish that showed up when they turned the lights on, though?
I did not.
Those were bass, like freshwater bass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just noticed that it was just some projection thing. I didn't pay too much attention to.
Completely ruined the movie for me. I
thought the effect
the lights in the water gave me very Abyss vibes.
Yes.
Yeah. So and that's Julie. She's just sitting there and underwater. And at this point, guys, I had the feeling. I was like,
Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, I said, wouldn't it be funny if a shark came up and freaked her out? And guess what? It's like I was on the same frequency of the movie, because just then there's this strange zoom in of the water behind Julie, and the music suddenly changes to this she's singing Frere Jacques or something, and then changes to this ominous Jaws-like theme.
It's like a little Spielberg coming into it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. She turns around and there's a shark, and it immediately attacks the cockpit, because that's what sharks do, Yeah.
This was another one of those moments where we're trying to be something. We've seen something. We want to be more like this. It felt very not Disney, but not quite arrived to its own new thing. It's like, this is something like something. It's
I was
interesting.
laughing so hard because I had the same thought as you, Andy, of like, I know something's coming and they're going to deep blue sea Julie. So maybe that to promote this podcast, Robert, you need to splice the like Samuel L. Jackson's like monologue.
Yeah, Elliott Gould J
with
or do the Quint monologue too.
Yeah, put them all.
Also true.
Plane go in the water.
Shark in the water.
Shark go in the water.
So Julie's screaming, and everybody comes running, and she describes what she saw. And the men get together, being men, and then they decide we got to kill this shark because it's going to eat all the fish.
I think you're going to need a bigger plane.
I love it though. Well, keep going.
Okay. So they decide to use the last fish for bait. And Dugan, out of nowhere, quotes Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
Which surprises Bernie. And honestly, it surprised me.
Yeah. Because it's like a prolonged passage. He's like, I got game.
So they're able to hook this shark, but they're unable to bring it in.
They don't have the barrels.
Not a surprise.
Right. So like all three, like the Japanese guys and Dugan are like trying to, pull this thing in. It doesn't look like all that big of a shark, but I don't know. I've never caught a shark, so I don't know anything about it. But then, little Ricky Schroder, he's sitting there watching all this.
Freaking Ricky Schroder. I have to tell you.
I don't know, man. I was like, this is my son would be Ricky Schroder in this. This would be my son.
I wondered throughout this entire movie if Bobby was giving you like PTSD.
Yes.
Yes. Jeff, I had that in my notes. I was like, I don't want to insult you.
I mean, it's like the same.
I said this is giving off some
haircut, same vibe.
Some vibe.
Yeah. but it would definitely 100% do what's about to happen. 1,000%.
So little Ricky's like, "What's going on this side?" And just falls in the water
After being told not to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But hey, kid, get out of there. Get off that thing. Just
hold on, just a second.
Yeah.
Let me lean over just a little more.
Yep.
Of course, Dugan has to unselfishly jump in after him to save him before the shark can get him. And now, like, I guess the shark's mad or something because he makes a beeline straight. Like, I'm going to kill him. So yeah, here comes the shark right at him, and that is until Bernie shoots the shark with a flare gun. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. That was wild.
Yeah. Now,
and let me say this. Can I say something about the cinematography here?
Please.
We, my wife has requested we rewatch Game of Thrones. And so I've been doing that and just been like, oh my gosh, like half of it I've just like turn away. So I'm like, what the heck what is this? Like, why? And I just was like, I was so there for like the bloody water with the shadow of the shark.
Yes.
That's all you need to see.
Yeah.
You don't need to see like every like
head get lopped off.
Right. Or like explode in a ridiculous fashion or anything else. It's like, what an artful depiction of death. With
it felt like a little bit like the end of Jaws. Like, especially when Spielberg showed the bloody shark sinking to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, it's like we've got we had the like gambler movie at the beginning. We had the airplane movie. We had the, marooned on the island movie.
Yeah.
And we had the Lost at Sea movie. And then now we've got like the sub movie, like Robert's favorite genre. And then we've got the shark. It's like, let's just keep going. Let's add all the kinds of variables to this one. Yeah. It's great.
Aliens will be next.
Yeah, that's right. A race car driver. Yeah.
Pirates come up and they have to race the pirates.
Totally.
Yeah. So little Ricky, he apologizes.
Traumatized.
But Dugan just yells at him because he's a stupid kid.
So Dugan here, like, he's so bipolar. Like he's
That's what I said. It's the insecure attachment thing. He walks it back sheepishly, instantly.
he's like yelling at Ricky, and then he's like trying to make it with Bernie. Like,
Yeah, the very next
30
shot.
seconds later.
Yeah, because he just walks past her. He just walks away from little Ricky and walks past her. And he's like, "Hey, that was a great shot," and just like that's
You have soft hair.
You got pretty mouth.
just and then like
man.
the way this movie's edited, it just immediately cuts to later that night. Ricky's like laying in his bed, and here comes Dugan and just comes and apologizes for yelling at him. It's just like you said. There's about 15 seconds of conflict, and then it's resolved. But this time, little Ricky says that Dugan was right to be mad at him, and they're now friends. So we'll see how long that lasts. But fathers and sons, huh, guys? What was the name of that terrible song that Dean Jones sang?
Oh,
That's
gosh.
when
you're born.
Yes.
That would have fit in perfectly.
It would have been great.
Would be perfect.
Oh man,
Maybe it was left on the editing room floor, and they just put it into the.
Just had it, the music library. Yeah,
Come on, Robert, you've got to add that. So, anyways, next morning, Bernie's beating herself up about this whole thing because she's finally realized that it's all her fault.
This is her prime directive speech where she's like, "What was I going to tell these people on this island about farming?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous."
I'm such a failure. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this part.
Me too. Yeah. She's she says, what was I thinking? Trying to bring animals to these islanders.
It's a good question.
Plus the whole battery on the compass thing. That old chestnut. But of course, this whole thing. I mean, of course, this whole thing's her fault. But Dugan tells her it's all right because it can't have any conflict. But then, the major bomb here. Bernie tells Dugan that she loves him, and he immediately returns to "I love you too." And I was like, "How long have we been out here? What's going on?"
Like a couple days.
Yeah, it's been like a long weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels. But I mean, I could understand if this had been over, months.
Yes.
But
yeah, it was very quick to that.
Feels cheap. It just feels cheap.
Yes.
I don't like it.
Zero chemistry.
All right. So, well, we get some nice aerial shots. I mean, some really nice aerial shots of the plane raft thingy in the middle of the ocean.
See, this boat thing is really cool. It looks cool.
I mean, there's nothing around. So they really did take this thing out there and did stuff with it. Was really impressive there. But, not everything's hunky-dory because soon enough, a big squall comes in. And they have to take the sail down and tie the animals down and prep for the storm. Well, below deck, while Commander Hero is sharing pictures of his family with Julie.
Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. The storm picks up and the wind blows part of the deck overboard. And then the mast breaks off and it punctures the fuselage, just letting water rushing in.
Here's where the sub movie comes in.
Yeah.
Big time.
Big time. But then that's it. Because the next morning they get up, inspect the damages, and
we get some really good water tank miniature shots during the storm, though.
Yeah,
like straight out of the backstage tour.
Yeah.
Super Captain Dyke.
Yeah. So again, the next morning, Dugan's checking out everything. He has another set of clothes somehow. I don't know how much clothing he brought, but he has a whole new outfit.
That's what Bernie keeps changing too. Every scene she has a different outfit on.
Yeah. The only people who don't change are the Japanese guys. They have the same uniforms on the entire time. Well, Dugan's happy because they've made it through without dying. But you know who is dying, guys? Brutus the cow.
Here we go. Here's another
Here's another movie.
another movie we're getting ready to do here.
I mean, and I'm looking
Yep.
at the clock here, and it's like 5 minutes left to go.
Yes, I kept
right.
thinking the
Yep.
same thing.
What are we doing?
I was thinking I'd wrap this thing up and get ready
Here we
to
go.
shoot the cow.
So little Ricky Schroder, he's trying to convince
All in
everybody.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, he's like, the cow's going to be fine, Paul. But right when he says that, Cleveland just hands Dugan the pistol, and I busted out laughing.
Man,
Yeah.
intense.
I started laughing too.
He was like,
yeah, they
here
did
you
deal.
go.
Yeah,
They needed Elizabeth there. It's true.
here's a good cow.
He shouldn't have
shoot
drunk that
that
water.
cow,
Hung
yeah,
too
I
long.
don't feel too much bonded to Brutus, and I love animals, but you know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brutus
it's kind of
does
a
not
big
really do it.
dopey bull. Or cow, whatever he is.
Yeah.
But
Little Ricky jumps in to keep everyone away from Brutus. And then somehow adoption becomes the subject of what they're talking about. I don't know. I was ready for this thing to be done.
it gets real. The trauma comes out. Yeah,
Mhm.
my dad left me. My parents left me.
I was
I
more.
only have Brutus.
I wanted to see what was going to happen with
I was like,
Brutus.
how are they going to get out of this? There's like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
And then like
oh, they get some more in.
then
There's
Hero has this like Mr. Miyagi moment where he looks at Ricky and he kind of reaches for him, and they kind of like tussle over the gun a little bit.
Yeah,
And-
I thought he was gonna do like mystical medicine to like cure Brutus, but
that's-
he's like, no,
He's like,
I
no.
will shoot him. I will shoot him in a very friendly way.
But it's
Fight for the gun with a child.
shooting a cow make you a man, Ricky.
it's like that'll do, Cal, that'll do, and little Ricky gives in and gives Brutus a kiss, and just as they're about to pull the trigger, they hear the sound of a large ship's horn blaring, and it's the Coast Guard. They're
Let me tell you, this got me because it's like getting ready to pull that trigger. And
Yeah.
I laughed so hard.
Then
I
yes.
laughed so hard at this.
totally surprised me.
The Coast Guard too.
It's another
That too got
it's
me.
another John Landis shot. The hut of the like all hands
Yes.
on deck for the Coast Guard.
Yes.
It's like, man,
Yes.
what in the world?
And this Coast Guard ship is called the Melon.
It's like what? Like just like a shade of comedy that's like really inappropriate for the moment. It's like what? I was here for. I loved it.
Yeah.
Because Bobby is like wrung out.
Yeah.
He is totally wiped.
Yeah.
And then it's
I mean, this is the climax, but then I thought it would have been funny if Hero had just shot Brutus anyways, and then the horn.
Well, I was
Really
going to
startled.
say
You hear the gunshot.
that's what I was going to say. Is over that the last shot of the movie where they're like panning out. You should do an edit with like a gunshot going off in the background.
And a long move.
All is well.
in the last shot. They're having a barbecue on the deck.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, Dugan and Bernie, now that they've been saved, they're getting married, fellas.
But we don't see it.
Well, sort of. We just hear him talking. I guess it's like the captain of the boat is going to marry them, and because they're on the deck of the plane as it's being towed by the Coast Guard ship. And
Seems unsafe.
And so this was another confusing part, which is there's Petey the duck. He's there with them. So did Petey save them?
Yeah,
Petey saved him. They brought Petey back.
Yeah, he went to the Coast Guard.
He went, and they're like, where? And
Talk
he's
to
like,
him.
I'm like, okay.
He showed them. Swear, Petey by the old mill.
Exactly. Well, there's hugs all around, but don't worry about Brutus because apparently there's a veterinarian Coast Guard member who revives Brutus to as good as new.
He is up on his feet, ready to go.
It looks like he'd had a bath too, apparently. And we get shots of the ship towing the plane raft into Hawaii.
Yeah, Honolulu Bay. That's a cool shot.
Yeah, right
That was a
there,
cool shot.
Waikiki. Yeah, Diamond Head. Yeah.
And the credits roll. Some more crappy romantic music is played. But then, strangely, we get this mid-credit scene. I don't know if you guys noticed this. With Cleveland and Hero are captured by the U.S. military and tried for war crimes. And it ends with a freeze frame on the two of them in handcuffs looking at each other like, uh-oh.
Well, that was a dark twist, but yeah.
Well, it sets up the sequel, The Last Flight of Noah's Ark, Final Boarding Call. And that's it. That's the end of the movie.
Very unusual for a Disney film.
I was kind of
wanted more. I thought this was obviously this is the right place to end the movie, but I kind of wanted some epilogue. I want to find out what happened to Cleveland and Hero, where they wound up.
Was it the right place? Because I feel like they really I've never seen a movie wrap up so quickly.
Oh, man.
From where
it was like hitting a brick wall.
Why did they do the Brutus thing? Why did they do that? We didn't need that.
Just have them be hungry, like we're starving.
Be hungry, or be
water.
like the end of the storm where they're waterlogged. It could be just at the very end of the storm. You could just bash it right up against that. Like, I don't know.
It really felt like,
or they'd been on the water.
Like they were in the editing room and they're like, man, we got to finish this thing. We can't make this thing 2.5 hours long.
Or the
a better one would be like, we've got to shoot the kid.
Well, that was
going
to
have him live through this.
I was going to say they've been on the water for months and months and months, and Brutus has been dead a long time ago, and they're trying to decide which person they're going to eat.
Yeah, that's good. The kid,
like that Monty Python skit.
Exactly.
I've got a gammy leg. But have it be like, oh, we're totally going to die, and that's when they realize that they love each other, but it's too late to. Blah, blah, blah. But
I want you to eat me.
Yeah. Eat me. I love you.
Eat you.
Oh, golly, Pete. Well, that was, I as I texted Robert, a very unique movie, I thought.
It really was.
You have to give it its flowers for being unique.
It kept me guessing. I will say that.
But we should probably rate it using our custom-built scale for the event. Robert, what's our scale for this evening?
Well, I kind of went around a little bit, but I wanted something with Dugan or Elliott Gould, and I think I'm going to go with bipolar Elliott Goulds.
Or Elliott Gould mood swings.
Yeah.
Elliott Gould mood swings. I like that one.
Mood swings. I like that. So on a scale of 1 to 4, Elliott Gould mood swings, plot and writing.
1 to 5, you mean?
You said 1 to 5. Thank you. 1 to 5 is what I meant. Andy, you're up first then.
Oh, wow. What can you say about this movie? It really is all over the place. It does not know what it is. It just, it wasn't, I'll just say this. It wasn't good. I'm going to give it a 2. Moody or whatever, Elliott Gould's, whatever, because I just feel like it was not cohesive. It wasn't atrocious, but to me, it never quite got into the okay category from that perspective.
Well, I agree with you. I think it was, again, it's like this thing of a movie like other movies, kind of, but there's no quite soul component. It's it's kind of another made by AI thing of these are things that happen in movies, but the connective tissue is, the human element is lacking, except for little Ricky. But I will give it points for uniqueness. I'm going to raise that up to a 3. It was just too interesting to give a 2 for me. So we'll go to Robert.
I am torn, and I don't know if this is goes into the plot and writing or not, but a little side story. At the very beginning, the cold open, it was just jarring, the 18-minute cold open, and it actually made me go back and rewatch the opening of Karate Kid, which I've decided is the best opening in cinematic history.
Oh, wow.
they just they set the stage beautifully in that, and they did not set the stage beautifully in this. I was thinking how they could have done it more like that one, but anyway, I think I'm going to go with Jeff though. I think it's interesting enough for a 3, but it's a low 3.
Okay, Michael.
This is another one of those where we've done where it's like the most interesting thing I think is the premise, but it's based. The premise was based on a story.
That is true.
And we've had a couple of those things where it's like it's based on a book or it's based on something else. It's like, well, they didn't come up with that.
Yeah.
But like for me, the script falls apart in that there's no like there should be like peppy dialogue between Dugan and Bernie. There should be quips and crackly dialogue, and there's nothing that's really funny.
No.
And it is kind of all over the place, and it's just sort of them saying things back and forth a lot. So I think 2.5 is probably the right score. So I'm going to go with 2 just to keep things average. I will say, like, I enjoyed this movie more than I think it's actually any good. Like,
yeah, agreed.
I see many flaws, but I was actually entertained most of the way. But I mean, that'll come into play later. But for this, I'll say 2.
Yeah, I think a 2.5 is right, the sweet spot. So we ended up there on average. Casting and acting, Michael, we'll stay with you. What about your mood swings?
I'll give it a 2. I thought Geneviève was. I mean, she is was a well-known actor in this period, but there's just no chemistry at all, and they're just kind of the only zip in proceedings really came from the Japanese guys, who started off being terrifying to me because I was afraid of where it was going, but they wound up being very fun characters. Julie the kid was good, but Bobby was just way over the top. So yeah, I'll give it a 2.
I'll agree with that. I'll give it a 2 as well. What about you, Andy? What are you going to give it?
Bernie kills this movie for me. I mean,
totally.
Yes. She really just brings it down every time she's on screen. Unfortunately, she just, because there's just no life in her character. I just
no
didn't
growth.
Like there's no growth. I mean, and again, as we talked about in Devil and Max Devil, I like Elliott Gould, but I don't think he does all that much in this. I think he's more, strangely, he's more charming in the other one, in Devil Max Devil, than he is here. So 2 feels appropriate for me.
And Robert?
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement. I thought little Ricky Schroder overacted at times, but there were moments I thought he did all right. Myself, I mean, especially with the emotional parts. But it's not enough to bring it up above a 2. So, but that's the only area I thought had any kind of a bright spot. And Julie's just sort of there, and then the rest of them are phoning it in, except for the Japanese guys. They were also entertaining.
I will say Stoney was an interesting character. I mean, not enough to really change the score, but he was just a strange character, and I thought he was well cast. Whoever they put in there, that guy.
Stoney.
Would be Randy Quaid in the 90s.
Yes.
I was thinking Stephen Root.
He'd be a good Stoney too. Yeah.
A lot of good options.
Yeah, Stoney was like a window into there's a much more fun story involving Stoney somewhere.
Yeah.
Same with the Japanese guys. A much more fun story of them going back to like Japan and being like wacky fish out of water now that the world has changed.
It's like a Tough Guys film.
Yes.
Don't spoil my sequel, man.
Yeah.
Final boarding call.
All right. So production value, I'll go first. I'm going to give this a 4. I thought that, there was some TV, cinema, and some bad editing, but I think you got to give credit to the location shooting and The plane. I mean, the plane gives it a 4 for me. I thought the music was good. I didn't like the song, but I thought the music was good. I liked the feel. I felt like once it got away from Southern California, the movie had a feel to it that I liked the production value. So 4 for me. Michael, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. I give it a 4. The whole time I was really impressed. I was like, all the stuff with the plane really impressed me. I was like, wow, they actually did this.
Yeah.
It was weird. I saw an interview, a review on Letterboxd that somebody was like, the effects in this are terrible. I'm like, man, they got a real plane and went out there and did it. I mean, the landing thing was kind of silly, but I mean, it was 1980. But yeah, they really impressed me with a lot of that stuff.
What about you, Robert?
Yeah, it's a 4 for me as well. It's the plane alone, and I mean the locations. I mean, going to Hawaii and shooting this and this set. I mean, I enjoyed it, all that stuff. So,
Andy,
I completely agree with everything you guys have said. I think the plane is really the only thing, though. That and the locations. I think the rest of it, though. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Japanese kind of little base and stuff that they had on the island. Yeah. But the editing was awful. The music was awful. Yeah. And so to kind of balance this out, I'm gonna give it a 3 because I think that it. While I honestly, I really do think it's a 4, but I think it's like a very low. I think it's more like a 3.5. So I'm going to give it a 3 to kind of pull it down a little bit.
All right, we're going to stick with you.
I also thought I thought the shark attack was pretty effective. Like that could have played really cheesy, like really, really cheesy with a shark thing. But I think they did pretty well with that too.
Yeah.
Andy, were you entertained though?
I was not. I know I could see why people would be. I really do. But this was just like I was just wanting to get through this one. As strange as it was, and there wasn't enough there for me to like really enjoy it. So I use the whole, would I go back and watch this? And I'm most likely not. So I'm going to give it a 2.
Okay. What about you, Robert?
I was entertained. I enjoyed the moments. Of course, there were moments that dragged, but I mean, overall, it felt like they were right there again, but they couldn't get it over the line for making it a really good movie. But no, I mean, I'd go back and watch it again with my kids. So I put it as a 3. Definitely going to watch it again with my oldest son who loves planes. So
I'll give it a 3 because I thought it was a unique effort. I usually do the rewatchability. I would have to think about that, but I thought it's such unexpected turns. I was like, well, I mean, credit. I was very entertained in the moment.
That's true. But that's, there's just moments where it's just so boring.
So boring. And you're not wrong at all.
The question I guess I want to ask is, were we entertained because what we've been watching has been so bad?
Could be.
Possibly.
What about you, Michael?
I'll give it a 3 too. Like I said, I was entertained by this more than I think it is actually good. Like if on quality, I would probably give it a 2, but entertainment value, I will give it a 3. Yeah, it kept me guessing. It surprised me at many turns. And even the boring stuff, like I feel it goes back to the editing. We talked about it being weird. Like it moves at a pretty quick pace. So even when it's something because it's boring because we're seeing it for like the 5th time, it goes by pretty quick. So like the painful parts aren't around too long. So yeah, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
Right, so the numbers are in. Let's punch this into our computer of the war 10 issues. I guess at this point it's more the astuter computer. And let's see what the score is for the last flight of Noah's Ark. Robert, what did we get?
The last flight of Noah's Ark came in tied at 48 overall with a score of 2.75, tying it with the computer that wore 10 issues.
Hey,
Turtleneck Sweaters.
It is. Okay, give me what's above and below. Let's see.
Just above it is Freaky Friday with the 2.8. And just below it is the Three Caballeros with a 2.73.
Okay. Well, we have said what we have to say about this movie. Michael, what did Leonard Maltin say about this fine film?
Well, I will say there were a strange number of reviews quoted on the Wikipedia page for this. Apparently, it was heavily reviewed. And I will say that the typical, like the Siskel and the Ebert review, both separately and several others, all like extremely negative, like way more negative than I think it deserves, like even judging on merits. I mean, they were just like brutal about this. Maltin gives it 2.5 stars, which I think is fair. Calls it typical Disney sentimentality, somewhat effective.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Siskel and Ebert hated it.
Well, not enough sexiness. Not sexy enough.
No, not enough jiggle for Ebert.
Well, you've done it again, Robert. Another fine pick for our vault, Disney. How do people respond if they've been watching all these movies that you've set up for us to watch, or want to put more in the hopper?
If they want to tell us about some movies they want to see, or they want to talk to us about this movie or other movies, or just talk about Herbie. A lot of people still like talking about Herbie with us. They can find us at info@medfieldfilm.com or at medfieldfilm.
So now that is, you should reach out to us. And what's coming up next, Robert?
Our next movie, this is a movie I've been wanting to watch with the podcast, maybe from season 1. And it's one of those movies that's not on Disney Plus, at least last I checked. And that since we've changed the rules and we're going to go outside of Disney Plus universe, we have entered it into our season this year. And it is a movie that was a movie rental disaster for the McSwains. We rented it, and it thoroughly disturbed me and my sister. Was very upsetting. I think it was, it's the Ron Miller movies. Like they were trying to do things and trying to be a little edgier and different, I think. And of course, my parents were like, "Hey, it's a Disney movie, so it's going to be fine for small children to watch." Right. And it was not fine. It was upsetting and disturbing. And that movie is The Watcher in the Woods.
Now, I have never seen this one.
No, nor have I.
You're in for something.
I'm scared.
I've seen it several times in the last couple of years. I've rewatched it, and it's I'm really interested to see what you all think of it.
Another Betty
Michael,
Davis
have you seen
joint. I have not seen it. I have not seen it.
Oh wow! So we got 3 out of 4 of us have not seen it.
A lot of uncharted waters this year. Stay tuned as we watch that one. Todd, look at this flipped over B-29. Looks like we're building a boat out of a soup can.
It's got personality.
It's got tetanus. And this sail? Someone sewed this with their eyes closed? The Japanese flag is crooked. Brutus the Bull even hates it. This whole thing is a failure, and it's all your fault, Todd.
I try my best, Noah. Lighten up.
Listen, Todd. When your brand looks cheap, people assume your business is cheap. When your logo looks confused, customers get confused. And confused customers don't board B-29s.
Well, aren't our customers a bunch of livestock?
Irrelevant.
So what do we do?
We rebrand. If only we had a graphic designer with us on this island.
I could do it.
Not right now, Todd. I'm trying to think of how to rebrand this stupid plane boat, this stupid sail, and my stupid name so people will quit associating me with Noah from the Old Testament.
I said I could do it.
Listen, Todd. When you can graphic design as well as you can interrupt, call me.
How about this?
Wow. How did you learn to do that? That looks great. Now people will respect me. I love you, Todd.
I love you too, Noah.
Don't let bad design sink your B-29. And don't let being a grizzled, washed-up pilot get in the way of a good idea. And don't let all of the above get in the way of a healthy relationship.
Listen to Todd and rebrand.
Professional logo design that only Todd can do at Bind and Graphics. Personal failures are your own problem. Todd's not a therapist, but he is your one-stop shop for logos and complete brand identity. Because even a B-29 needs good branding.
So from all of us to all of you, we wish you well, and we hope you join us for Watcher in the Woods. So
proud are we of mighty Redfield, alma mater dear. All your sons and daughters hail to thee, Redfield College of Technology. And while we hold your banner high, rock, rock, we shout your praises to the sky, rock, rock. For proud are we of mighty Redfield.